Okay, so second attempt at video. Got a little bit of a swatch going on from the first attempt. Deleted. Have to remember not to let my hands get out of the camera's field of view. Anyway, here's how I purl, since I am a form of combined Continental. Hopefully the camera's not going too bonkers. I hear the focus going. Since I crochet for a long time, I prefer to scoop to purl. And that's as simple as it is. Very little motion. Just like that. Goes very quickly. Of course, because you're purling this way and you're wrapping the yarn differently around the needle, it's going to orient your stitches, or your legs of your stitches, differently on the return row on your knit side. I'll show you what I mean as soon as I get these done. Hopefully my hands aren't getting in the way. Can't see the camera and watch my knitting. And no one to shoot for me. Squeaky acrylic on new needles. Okay. So, as you can see, our leading leg is in the back for the knit stitches. Hopefully you can see. So instead of knitting into the front leg, you knit into the back in this form. Otherwise your stitches come out twisted, which you definitely don't want unless the pattern purposefully calls for it. Because it is an effect, I guess, that some patterns do want. So knit into the back leg and you get perfect stockinette. My camera better be behaving. I hear the autofocus whining. See? No twisted stitches. If you were to knit into the front leg of this very splitty acrylic yarn, what it would do would be to twist your stitch to the base twisted. It doesn't pull apart nicely, it won't block nicely, and it won't play nicely. And it's also much harder to work into. So undo that and knit into it correctly. This also makes your decreases work differently too. For a slip knit, all you do is knit into the back leg of the next two stitches, and that gives you a perfectly formed left leaning decrease. For a knit two together, what you do is grab the next two stitches and reorient them so that the leading leg is in front, and then do your knit two together, and that gives you a perfectly formed right leaning decrease. Left, right. So that's a SSK. And then for a knit two together, very similar, except you reorient first, and then, oops, hopefully not lose your stitches with your splitty yarn. Right leaning decrease. So again, then to purl, bring your working yarn to the front. Try not to let the splitty nature of the yarn get in the way. Oh, this yarn's not bad for crocheting, but apparently for knitting it's horrible. And scoop. My hands are wandering all over the place, I see. So again, this is the purl for combined continental, whatever it is I do. Very little motion. Most of my motion is because I'm a tight knitter and I have to help my stitches along the needles, because I tend to have a death grip on the yarn. They don't flow, although I used to be much worse. Sometimes I am bad about getting the stitches up to the barrel too, to make sure they're of the right size. So there's our decreases. And our stockinette. And our nice soft Karen Simply Soft that splits all over the place. These are yarn overs that I was doing before. Yarn over you do the same way. There's no difference to it. You just new needles too. Doesn't help with acrylic yarn. Yarn over. Knit. Yarn over. Knit. Yarn over. Knit. And again, just for fun time's sake, this is the equivalent of a slip slip knit, and the equivalent of a knit two together is to grab two, reorient each one separately, and then knit two together as you would, and then knit, yarn over, knit, yarn over, knit. Let's have some more decrease fun. Slip, slip, knit. I like saying the words. Knit two together. And knit. And then split a yarn. Purl back across our row. Purl two together works just the same way. I'm trying to think of anything else that I would do differently. I don't think so. See how nice and fast and easy. But basically purl two together is the same as like a knit two together. You just grab the two stitches and purl them. Grab two, scoop the yarn through the two, and purl. There's our swatch with our decreases going every which way with yarn overs, and yeah, that looks pretty funky. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my video.